Hey, what's going on, everyone? It's B. Avery here for another episode of Just My Opinion. Thank you so much for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. In this episode of Just My Opinion, we're going to be focusing on the box office. The box office results for Captain Marvel this past opening weekend. It hit theaters this past Thursday night, 7 p.m. overseas. A couple of days before that. It's been a while since I've done a box office rundown, a box office breakdown, a box office results for whatever coming up to a year. So I'm sorry about that, but I'm here now. You guys know that I love comic book movies, and so we're going to be talking about Captain Marvel, whether or not it hit expectations, met expectations, all that good stuff. Now, of course, this is possibly old news now because the estimated numbers come out on Sunday, but of course the actuals come out today on Monday evening. That's when I'm filming this right here. And the estimated numbers are pretty accurate all the time. They're about 98 to 99% accurate. But now we have the actual numbers. Now I have a number of websites right here pulled up on my screens, and I haven't looked at them yet. So I wanted this to be a surprise for myself, at least, so you can get my reaction. But of course, I did tune in yesterday, Sunday afternoon, to look at the estimated numbers, and it looks like Captain Marvel, hit 155 million domestically here in the United States, and about $455 million worldwide, which is incredible. So I have Box Office Mojo pulled up right here, the numbers, IMDb, and Box Office Pro. So first, I'm going to go over to Box Office Mojo, and we're going to look at, I pulled it up, but I want to look at, of course, we're going to talk about Captain Marvel, but we're also going to talk about top 5 and top 10 and all that good stuff. So the weekend actual numbers for Captain Marvel, the 21st film in the MCU, is not 155 million. That's okay. It is coming in at $153 million. $433,423. That is amazing. I myself did not think that it was going to hit that mark. I was just kind of thinking, okay, hey, if it hits 80, 90, or 100 million, you know what I'm saying? That's great, but it blew that out of the water. The theater count was 4,310 theaters. Of course, that is not buildings. That is actual auditoriums or screens going out throughout the country. The per theater average was about $35,599. And so that's just freaking amazing right there. Now, if we want to just look at so that's the domestic. If we want to look at Captain Marvel worldwide, $456 million, $456,718,598. That is freaking amazing. Now, I believe this film opened day and date around the world, meaning that, you know, it all opened the same week or same weekend. And that's great. It's much easier to track the box office results that way. But let me go ahead and double check. The official release date for the United States was this past Friday, March the 8th. And I am on IMDb right now, and it looks like it opened at every single territory that it would. Okay, there's a couple here. So for the most part, it opened at every country that it is going to be released in at the same time. But we have a release date for this coming Friday for March 15th in Japan and Nigeria. Now, just off the little bit that I know, I don't think Nigeria is going to be a big player as far as being a big, box office returns. I can, analyze that here in a second. But Japan, they're so-so. Of course, China is the number 2 biggest box office pool worldwide. But we're coming right after America, the United States. But so everything is open everywhere across the world except for Nigeria and China. And that's very important. A lot of times when I look at people's comments and opinions and analysis on things like that, they do sometimes leave it out, not all the time. So when I am on Box Office Mojo right now, it does not have a production budget. It has a N/A non-applicable. But let me go ahead and go over to the numbers.com. That's the dash numbers or the hyphen numbers.com to see if they have a production budget, because that is very important to see how much the film is profitable. So we do have a production budget, and it looks like the production budget is coming in at $152 million. which is, you know, pretty average. I believe the cheapest Marvel film is was like Ant-Man and the Wasp. Those came in at about $130 million production budget. Black Panther had a $200 million production budget. Avengers, all those films, they was like, you know, anywhere from 200 was the first one, I believe 220 was the third one, I believe Avengers Infinity War. No, I think, I don't remember what the production budget was for Avengers Infinity War, but let's just focus on Captain Marvel right now because I don't want this to be long-winded. But you guys know the rule of three, meaning for a film to have to, it's not a 100% guarantee, but for a studio to be happy, for them to say, okay, we made a respectable profit, the film has to gross worldwide at least 3 times the production budget. Why is this? And a lot of you already know this, but there are still some people out there that don't know that. And I'm not trying to rub this in your face. You know, we can all learn together. The reason why is the theater/theater owners, they get a decent cut of the box office sales. There is no way around that. Okay. If they didn't, that would be one of the dumbest business decisions known to man, in my opinion. So whatever the box office is worldwide, in this case Captain Marvel at $456 million, at least 33% of that is going to go to the theater/theater owners. But real quick, let me do my rule of three real quick. So I have my calculator right here. 152 times 3. It's exact on the money. So literally, this already made literally 3 times this budget, because 152 times 3 is 456. So already this film is in profit land, or at the very least broke even. Now, the reason why I said that's not a guarantee, because, well, let me back up a little bit. So out of this 456 million times 0.33, so about 151 million is going to go to the theater/theater owners. I'm just based off, if the box office run were to stop now, the whole theatrical run, one weekend, you know, 151 million will go to the theater/theater owners. Then you subtract the production budget at $150 million, or excuse me, $152 million. And then you have the marketing budget. Now, the marketing, but the studios release the production budget to the general public, you know, 80, 85, 90, 95% of the time. I mean, you can find it, but the marketing budget is that secret right there. It could be 20% of the budget, of the production budget. It can be 50%. It can be 100%, or it can even be more, you know, like for example, a film that came out last year that I was really looking forward to, A Wrinkle in Time. The production budget for that film was $103 million. But I remember IGN reported, and they are a reliable source, that the marketing budget was an additional $125 million. So when we don't know exactly what that marketing budget will be, you can't put an exact science to the dollar amount. Only the studios and theater owners will know that. So to cover for that, to make sure you cover, the rule in Hollywood and all these studios is a film has to make 2.5 to 3 times the production budget to cover the cost that goes to the theater owners, to cover the production budget, and to cover the marketing budget. So when you take the 33% out, when you take the production budget out, when you take the marketing budget out, whatever you have left over is the profit margins for the studio. So whatever they make right now, Captain Marvel, for the remainder of its theatrical run, that is profit land right now. Marvel, Kevin Feige, Bob Iger, Alan Horn, all of them right now are pretty happy. Possibly not because of Brie Larson's controversial comments, which I don't think are controversial at all. It really didn't seem like it hurt the movie. Maybe it could even made more if she didn't make those comments. And again, I want to reiterate that I don't find anything wrong with that. But this is a very great and profit land right now. Something else that I want to talk about, let's just compare this to all the other Marvel Cinematic Universe films in the MCU by Marvel Disney real quickly. So the biggest opening weekend, of course, for Marvel Disney for the MCU, of course, is Avengers Infinity War, with $257 million domestically. And then coming in at number 2, we have Marvel's The Avengers that came out in 2012 with 207. Black Panther is number 3 at 202. Age of Ultron is number 4 at 191. Iron Man 3 and 194. Captain America Civil War coming in at number 5. No, that beat Iron Man 3, so switch those. That's 179. And then I believe 190 coming in at number 6 is Captain Marvel at 153. Now, also, guys, this is the best opening for any comic book film solo. Now, some of you may be saying, wait a minute, Brandon, Black Panther was a solo film and it opened to 202 million. What are you talking about? Plus, you black, man. Why are you not representing Black Panther? Well, yes, but at the same time, Black Panther got a boost because that character was introduced in Captain America Civil War. So whether or not you want to count that or not, you know, that's entirely up to you. I'm just trying to give you, you know, the most transparent analysis that I can myself. So Captain Marvel is doing great right now. Like I said, $153 million worldwide domestically, and $456 million worldwide. That is freaking amazing. All right, guys. Well, let's go ahead and look at the top 5 for the March 8th through the March 10th weekend. Of course, we just talked about Captain Marvel at 153. And then we have How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World. And unfortunately, I have not seen this film yet, but I do plan on seeing it. Right now, it is in its 3rd week of release. It brought in another $14 million, $14,685,005. It had a 51% drop. Right now, it is still in 4,000 theaters. Worldwide right now it is at $436 million. Production budget was $129 million. So this is in profit land too. So I like the first 2 Hidden Dragon films. I've kind of heard around the way that, you know, part 3 is not as good, but I still plan on seeing it. Hopefully I can get a review coming up for you guys. Coming in at number 3 is Tyler Perry's A Madea Family Funeral. I have not seen this film either. I'm not necessarily a fan of Tyler Perry, but I'm not a Tyler Perry hater either. He has a strong fan base. His audience, they continue to show up for him over and over and over again. It seems like he loves what he's doing, so I'm not going to hate on the brother. You know what I'm saying? My favorite Tyler Perry film was A Family That Prays with Sanaa Lathan and Kathy Bates. Great film. I loved it. And, you know, some of his films I love, some I thought that was okay, some I thought was atrocious, but he's coming in right now at number 3. His film is in the 2nd week of release right now, and domestic total right now is $46 million. Now, I don't know what the budget was for his film. This is possibly not a film that's going to be released overseas. Right now, it says it made $235,000 overseas. But let's try to see if I can find a production budget for this film real quick. We're going to go over to Wikipedia. I don't know how reliable that is, but the budget for this film is $20 million. So it's not quite there yet. It's kind of in the breaking even lane right now, and that's, you know, perfectly fine. I don't have no idea what the marketing budget is. And I just got to be honest with you, Tyler Perry. I saw online that you was like, you know, my first, no, let me go back here. He's like, oh, what was the opening weekend for, where are you at? Opening weekend for Madea's Family Reunion was 27 million. And then he was talking about, and it only had 2,000 theaters, and Dragon had only 30 million. And this first weekend, $3 million less, and they had double the theaters. Well, when you made that analysis, Tyler Perry, your film was in this first weekend. Hidden Dragon. I forgot the name. I said Hidden Dragon. What is that? How to Train Your Dragon, The Hidden World was in its 2nd week of release. So that's not a fair comparison, sir. I'm just being honest. Okay. So your film made 27 million opening weekend. Dragon made 55 million opening weekend, but you know, it is what it is. That's just something that I had to address because it was kind of a false narrative. Coming in at number 4 for the weekend is The Lego Movie 2, the 2nd part. I like this film. It was great. I did not like it as much as the first, but it was still great. It's in its 4th week of release. It had a 55% drop, bringing in, like I said, another $3,215,344. And I clicked the wrong link. I did not mean to click Alita Battle Angel. Let me click the right one. Right now, the Lego Movie, a 2nd part, is worldwide $164 million. I would say that's pretty good, but at the same time, it depends on what that production budget is. So let's find out what that production budget is real quick. It's kind of fun, y'all. Why did I stop doing these videos? I'm having so much fun right now. Let's see what the production budget was for $99 million. So it is not doing the best right now. Let me see what the numbers has to say about the production budget. Let's go ahead and click the search right there for the numbers.com, and we're gonna hit enter again because it's going super slow, and that's okay. Yeah, worldwide 164. What does the production budget look like? Yeah, $99 million. So, you know, it needs to make it around 300 million worldwide to be, you know, gangbusters for it, you know, it to do its thing. Let's see what did the first one make? The Lego Movie World. That's the Lego Ninjago. I don't want the Lego Ninjago. Oh, the Lego Movie. Here we go. Ooh, $469 million worldwide with a $60 million budget. So they wanted to go bring the budget up another $39 million. But hey, it's not my money. This is Warner Brothers money. They can spend that money however they want. Now, coming in at number 5 is Alita Battle Angel. I enjoyed this movie. It was okay. It didn't suck. It cost an arm and a leg at $170 million. It is an unknown IP, unknown intellectual property. 170 times 3 is $510 million. That's what it needs to make worldwide to kind of get into profit land, and I don't think it's going to do that. It made $78 million domestically so far, 304 million foreign. So looks like the James Cameron produced film directed by Robert Rodriguez. That is who directed this. Yeah, Robert Rodriguez. Doesn't look like it's going to be making this money. I would say it's unfortunate, but frankly, I don't care. I mean, you know, I saw the movie. It was okay. But yeah, so it's not going to be doing too hot right there. But let me just recap real quick, guys. Coming in at number 5, we have Alita Battle Angel at $3,215,000. The Lego Movie Part 2, the second part, $3,886,000. Tyler Perry's a Madea family funeral, $12,465,000. How to Train Your Dragon at number 2, The Hidden World, $14,685,000. And Captain Marvel, a big old whopping $153,433,423. If you care about number 6, we have Green Book. Number 7, Isn't It Romantic? Greta at number 8. Fighting with My Family at number 9. And Apollo 11 at number 10. I hope that, you know, this film makes as much money as possible. I honestly think it's going to make I don't know, because the reviews are split. I've seen the film twice. I saw it on LiveMax first, then I had to see it in actual real IMAX. But the reviews are split. You know, some people loved it, some people hated it, some are so. Depending on if this hits billion or not, will definitely depend. We can have a good barometer on the second week of release. Okay, if it makes a 70% drop, that's not necessarily bad because it made so much the first weekend. So, you know, but at the same time, you know, that may halt it from making $1 billion worldwide at the box office, but we're just going to have to see. But guys, that is just my opinion. What did you think about my box office rundown? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Did I turn you on? Did I turn you off? Do you agree with me or do you disagree? Let me know down in the comment section below. Let's get this conversation going and keep it flowing. If you like this video, go ahead and give me a thumbs up. If you don't, that's fine, but you can still subscribe to my channel. You can also look me up on social media, Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, all that good stuff. It's right there at the bottom of your screen, and I made it very easy by providing links to all that good stuff down in the description box below. But guys, I just want to thank you again for tuning into my opinion/review/reaction for the box office rundown for Captain Marvel and the top 5 and all that good stuff. And before you go, don't forget that my name is Brandon Keith Avery, and that's just my opinion. Peace.